Hi, my name is Brian Penney. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Wallbridge Mining. We are a gold developer. We have two assets in Northern Quebec. One is called Fenelon, the second one is Martinière. Fenelon has a resource of 3.5 million ounces. Martinière is about 750,000 ounces. Recently completed a preliminary economic analysis on the Fenelon project, which we announced on March 27th. Attractive economics at $3,000 gold. We're looking at a $1.4 billion NPV and a 34% internal rate of return. Next steps for the project is to take it to pre-feasibility, and we'll have answers to those questions later on this year. The recently completed study is on the basis of a 3,000 ton a days plant. So for a company of our size, we've right-sized it. We're focused on the most efficient path to commercial production. Like, I've been in this business for 40 years. I remember $250 gold like it was yesterday. Not saying gold is ever going back to $250 an ounce, but gold is volatile, and we need to take advantage and find the quickest path to commercial production. So we focused on a study with a smaller mill size than the last study, with the most efficient use of capital, which will help us with as we finance it going forward. The study has a 16-year mine life, and at $3,000 gold, the payback is 2.5 years. So very attractive investment opportunity, and the focus now is where to from here. In the interim, at Martinière, we have an exploration project. We had a news release on Monday that provided half of the first phase of our program this year. We had drill, grades of 40 grams and 26 grams, and there was one hole that had 16 grams over 10 meters. So at the same time as we figure out our next steps for Fenelon, we got news flow coming out of Martinière as we continue to explore that project. They're about 30 kilometers apart. Well, we have great engagement. We have 3 partners. We have 2 Cree communities of Waskaganish and Waswanipi. We have an Algonquin community of Pikogan. We have pre-development agreements signed with our 2 Cree partners. Wherever there's an opportunity to contract out with a First Nations company, we exercise that. Today we're in a pause between the results of the second half of the first program and when we start up in July. But normally about 25% of our workforce comes from the First Nations communities. We reach out to the town of Matagami from time to time and provide them updates. And I did give updates to our First Nations partners with the results of the recently released preliminary economic analysis. The biggest opportunity for us, and I like to focus on opportunities, what's the quickest path to commercial production? We recognize we have to do a pre-feasibility. We're working on plans for the amount of infill drilling we have to do, the cost and additional engineering studies, and the timeline involved, so we will have answers to that in the future. And the biggest challenge is, yes, we have $15 million in the bank today. Yes, we're expecting a $4.8 million refund from Revenue Quebec for our refundable tax credits. We're fully financed to next year, and how do we finance and fund the continuation and advancing the project to a pre-feasibility? It's a great investment opportunity. We're trading at an entity value of $8 to $10 an ounce, or a 0.1 times our NAV at $2,200 gold. We are undervalued, and we need to continue to advance the project, continually to de-risk it, to earn the support and increase the market price of the equity.